Laika is a graphic novel by Nick Abadzis that gives a fictionalized account of the life and death of the eponymous dog, the first living creature launched in orbital spaceflight. Based on a true story, the graphic novel tells the story of Laika from multiple points of view. For that of the ambitious Sergey Korolyov, chief engineer responsible for the launching and construction of Sputnik 2, to that of Yelena Dubrovsky, official trainer of the space-bound dogs, to that of Oleg Gazenko, scientist, and finally from the viewpoint of Laika herself, who had lived as a stray on the streets of Moscow. Characters: historical Laika Kudryavtsuka, Nikita Sergeyevich Khrushchev, Premier of the Soviet Union; Sergey Pavlovich Korolev, the chief designer of rockets, head of the Special Design Bureau 1; Vasily Pavlovich Misyan, deputy chief designer of OKB-1; Boris Evseyevich Chertok, head of control systems of the Special Design Bureau 1; academician Anatoly Arkadovich Blagonarovov, academician and Soviet space scientist, chair of the State Commission overseeing biological launches; Air Force Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Vladimir Ivanovich Yazdovsky, Soviet space medicine scientist, head of the biomedical medicine group at IBMP; Air Force Captain Dr. Oleg Georgievich Gazenko, Soviet space medicine scientist at IBMP. Fictional Tatiana, a maid, briefly adopted Laika; Liliana, Tatiana's daughter; Katya Korovina, Tatiana's cousin; Mikhail Korovin, Laika's second owner, an ill-mannered boy; Mr. Korovin, Mikhail's father; Gertruda, a stray, befriends Laika; Victor and his wife, grocery store owners in a Moscow market; Yelena Alexandrovna Dubrovsky, head of IBMP Department for Canine Training and Handling. Theme: Abadzis notes that his intention was to avoid anthropomorphism in portraying the central canine character. Thus Laika's traits of trust and eagerness to please are portrayed through her non-verbalized behavior, and the reactions of the more sympathetic humans with whom she comes in contact. Mistreated as a young dog, Laika shows a need to gain human affection and approval that ironically leads her through a harsh training regime to death in space. Even the empathetic Yelena accepts that animals will die in the space program, though bitterly regretting that her special dog is the one to be sent with no hope of survival. Many of the incidents portrayed by Abadzis, such as Laika being taken home by a senior officer to play with his children shortly before the launch, are recorded as having actually occurred. The graphic novel concludes with a real-life statement of regret by Oleg Gazenko, made in 1998. Work with animals is a source of suffering to all of us. We treat them like babies who cannot speak. The more time passes, the more I'm sorry about it. We did not learn enough from the mission to justify the death of the dog. Reception: Laika was well received, with the New York press writing that Abadzis has fashioned a poignant and accurate portrait of the lives Laika touched in the 3 years leading up to Sputnik I's launch. His characters, including the dog, are as real as the story he's telling, animated with complex personalities, flaws, humor and emotion. The Space Review called it an entertaining but also educational overview of the life of an unwitting space pioneer, while another review states that reading Laika is the sort of experience that you won't forget anytime soon. Awards: 2008 won for Best Publication for Teens Eisner Award. Nominated for Best Reality-Based Work Eisner Award. The book also made the 2008 Young Adult Libraries Services Association Top 10 Great Graphic Novels for Teens.